driver's perspective, it's a question of how do I use applications in my car? What is the mechanism that will allow me to do that? And underlying that is always the idea of how can I do that responsibly? They want to be able to do this, and there are some mechanisms out there that allow this, but typically they're fairly proprietary. You know, they're one OS or they're one brand of vehicle, and it becomes a one-off solution. As long as you have the right car and the right phone, you're in good shape. As soon as you move cars or you change phones, you may lose functionality that you've enjoyed up to that point in time. So regulators are saying you need to address distracted driving. The question then again boils down to how. How do you actually do this? This is an open industry participation technology. Any company that wants to join can. And what's happened is companies have joined. We have over 100 member companies, and these are companies that you would recognize every day. Independent certification. This isn't something that one company manages, one company mandates, one company controls, one company says, well, we'll let you know if you pass. The criteria are open, it's well understood, it's very transparent, and the certification program allows for that transparency and that easy access.
So if we take the picture now, as you can see, because your question might be what's the potential market? So over the 10 main car manufacturers in the world, 7 are active members of the CCC to develop the MirrorLink technology. And 4 has announced MirrorLink products yet, and more will come. As soon as the application is certified, and this is very important, as soon as the application is certified and it's installed on a MirrorLink enabled smartphone, it will be viewable on any car that is MirrorLink. And for the end user, it's completely transparent, so no additional app store, no additional install processes, everything is bundled with the phone that the user bought it at the dealer, and everything is transparent. So he used the same app store that he used to have, he just downloaded your application might be already in his smartphone, and when he will plug in the car, the application will just show in the car directly. What's very important is that we don't require you to use some template or some special SDK in order to design your application. You use your own tools that you already have available. Is that the CCC will not charge app developers any cost to have access to all these elements here. So sample applications, we will have some talks afterwards. Application API, certificate management, listing of your MirrorLink application in the MirrorLink listing on the official website, the exclusive MirrorLink information, HMI guidelines to build your application, documentation, the certification delivery system that sends the information to the smartphone, tools and emulator, everything is for free, and you can now register on the developer website to have access to all these elements. The key benefits for MirrorLink is you keep your HMI, so the HMI you are used to it, the color scheme, the user experience, this you keep. And if your application is already meant to be used while driving, it might be a very small gap from you to fulfill all these guidelines that are quite straightforward. You keep your brand image. We don't ask you to hide your logo or to rename or rebadge on whatever car you're getting in. And you keep your business model. So whatever business model you have with your end consumers, it's up to you. And also you keep, compared to embedded solutions, you keep full access to the smartphone hardware and connectivity.
But I think that some trends, it's for sure already visible, and it looks like there is plenty of opportunities to monetize. Apps are to be developed by you, or even more broader speaking, actual services behind it. I don't know how much you are familiar with MirrorLink, but don't really treat this technology as an only screen replication and screen rendering technology. This is not this only, for sure. It won't evolve into this direction only. Thanks to the MirrorLink, you will be also able to capture and get a lot of data from the vehicle itself. It's not only about adaptation, it's also about enriching the these services and these applications with a lot of context.
And over the last 5 or 6 years, we have integrated with about 10 plus now car manufacturers, both in Europe and in America. And some of these are embedded, some of these are App Store driven, some, we've basically seen every type of integration out there. And so this is really what I would like to share with you, is that experience in getting our service working in all these different cars. Because believe me, it's not easy, and which is why MirrorLink is here as well. MirrorLink apps are just the apps that you've downloaded from the App Store and that have MirrorLink integrated that can talk to them, right? So there are a number, so this is another approach. And again, it shares some of the similarities with the automotive App Store. Certainly the rate of innovation is a lot faster, right? I mean, you can move very, very quickly on a mobile app development. I'm no longer constrained by the OEM embedded system. I'm no longer constrained by App Store SDKs, right? I can move pretty quickly. So the rate of innovation is a lot higher, probably the highest out of all these different solutions. Now with MirrorLink, we already saw there multiple OEMs are using that, and that of course is of tremendous value, meaning that my single integration can work in multiple OEMs. That's very valuable to us as an app provider.
The issue for Glympse was we are based on SMS, where we have a lot of issues in embedded systems. That you can only send a Glympse out. It comes from an aggregator, not from yourself, because once you're fully embedded, you don't have an identity. You cannot send a text message. We have a lot of issues there, and this is why smartphone-based solutions, especially with MirrorLink, are very interesting to us, because it enables us to do everything you want to do. You can receive a Glympse in the car. You can send one. You can receive a request of a Glympse and accept that. And there's lots of use cases on that. And just because you work with a car manufacturer, that doesn't mean that you're on all their cars, probably more like on 1% of their cars, right? Because even within car manufacturers, it's very fragmented. They have like 3 different systems, 12 different tier 1s and 2s that all bring different components to the table, so it's very fragmented. So that's why we actually stopped integrating SDKs from car manufacturers in our application, because it's just too complicated, it's too much time, and it blows up the device. And what we're looking for is either car manufacturer take our APIs, put it directly in the car, or we do smartphone-based solutions like MirrorLink, where we just have a car mode UI in our app. We can manage that, and then the car manufacturer supported can use it. Right, so there's a lot of areas, and because MirrorLink is so interesting to us because there's not much work for us involved, and it enables all this. Right, anything we integrate with GoGo. You can send an airplane from a Glympse from an airplane in the US. My wife do this, my phone can let me know, hey, you're going to leave now to pick her up. Right, so this wouldn't work if it's a fully embedded solution, because it cannot receive the Glympse. Right, so this is why. The mirror, bringing the logic from the phone and the head unit, so it's the right way to go for us, and there's a lot of advantages, and it enables us to grow our ecosystem.
And one of the challenges you can see on embedded services is that you have to secure the business model. So that's one of the challenges we have today, and it's a good challenge, but that's why also a reason why we will go into MirrorLink. So a few words on MirrorLink. The reason we decided to go ahead on MirrorLink is, like all my colleagues mentioned earlier, is the only way to develop fast, economically, and to secure your business model was for us to go into MirrorLink. So that's why we made the decision, and I'm quite happy to see that from today onwards our application will be also available on MirrorLink.
The voice recognition is still very challenging from a user experience perspective, because it gets very frustrating. So we're still working with a couple of partners there, and I think it's getting better. What's out in production right now I don't think is good enough quite yet, but give it a year or two and then it gets a little bit better. And on the user experience, for example, we developed a separate car mode UI that goes landscape, so it enables you to also have it in drive mode, and that's perfect for MirrorLink, obviously. You can use it in our Android app already, but so we have a separate UI just for the car case to make it simpler, right?